Welcome back to Fueling Growth, Marketing for Auto Repair Shops. I'm your host, Zane Taylor. Today we're diving into one of the toughest challenges shops face right now, hiring. We're talking innovative, proven ways to attract and keep technicians, from branding your shop as an employer of choice to speeding up offers and onboarding. I'm excited to welcome Allison Lane, a recruiting strategist for automotive service and the expert I'm lucky to work for. In this interview, we'll cover what technicians value, how to define and market your employer value proposition, where to find candidates, and how to build a pipeline that never runs dry. Let's get practical and help phones and bays stay full.
Thanks, Zane. The shortage persists because demand for diagnostics and software savvy has outpaced the industry's training and image. Many seasoned techs retired during the pandemic, while fewer young people entered the trade, discouraged by outdated perceptions and patchy career paths. At the same time, vehicles are rolling computers, so the bar for tools, data access, and workflow organization is higher than ever. What technicians want today is pretty consistent across markets: modern scan tools and subscriptions, fair, transparent dispatching, stable hours with predictable weekends, a clear path to grow skills and income, and everyday respect. Respect shows up as safety, clean bays, parts ready, estimates pre-authorized, and service advisors who don't overpromise. They also value training time that isn't just lip service, paid ASE prep, OEM classes, and mentorship. When shops deliver these basics, recruiting gets easier, and retention improves even faster over time. Consistently.
That lines up with what we see in shops we support. When the basics are strong, the recruiting ads suddenly perform better, and referrals finally appear. I also like the clarity you put around respect being operational, not just a poster on the wall. Let's move to the foundation piece you coach on in every engagement: building an employer value proposition. For an owner who's never documented it, how do they define an EVP that resonates, and what elements must be included to attract technicians?
An EVP is the promise you make to employees and the proof you deliver daily. Start by inventorying reality, not aspiration. Interview your techs and advisors in short, structured conversations. What keeps you here? What frustrates you? What would make this the best shop you've worked in? Pair that with market data, pay ranges, benefits norms, and schedule trends locally. Then define 7 pillars clearly: pay structure, benefits, training and certifications, career path, culture and leadership, safety standards, and workload clarity. Spell out dispatch rules, bay and lift availability, parts process, and how RO estimates are approved. Put numbers where possible: pay ranges, tool allowance, boot reimbursement, PTO accrual, training hours per quarter, and progression milestones. The test is whether a tech can read it in 5 minutes and know, this is how I'll win here, and just as importantly, what won't fly in this shop.
Great checklist. I like the 5-minute test because it forces clarity and numbers, not fluff. Once that foundation exists, the next hurdle is showing it, not just saying it. You've pushed our clients to build a recruiting brand the same way they build a customer brand. Can you outline what to spotlight in photos and videos, and then walk through what a high-converting careers page should include so a busy technician can understand the opportunity and apply on their phone in minutes without creating friction?
Think like a candidate with 30 seconds. Visuals first: clean, well-lit bays, diagnostic laptops and scopes, organized parts shelves, air conditioning or heat, and real techs smiling after solving tough jobs. Short clips of efficiency processes matter: dispatch screen, digital vehicle inspection workflow, quick parts pulls, and torque checks. Show team wins: ASE patches, training nights, birthday lunches, and safety huddles. On the careers page, go mobile first. List exact pay ranges, benefits bullets, schedule options, and a 2-minute application with resume optional. Add a video walkthrough of the shop, a day in the life clip, FAQs about tools, dispatch, training, and weekends, plus a simple form to text questions. Include a Calendly link to book a 15-minute chat. Post your EEO statement and safety commitments. Finally, load it fast. Test on older phones, and track clicks to apply, time on page, and drop-offs. Use schema markup for job postings.
Those specifics make the difference between a shrug and a raised hand. Once the page converts, traffic matters. We've seen your social approach outperform generic job boards when the content feels authentic and local. Let's break that down. What kinds of day-in-the-life posts, tech spotlights, or tool walkarounds actually pull candidates in, and how would you target paid ads? Also, beyond Indeed and ZipRecruiter, which platforms and communities should owners prioritize to reach working techs who aren't actively searching every week in their local radius?
Organic content should feel like a window, not a commercial. Post short clips from the bay, a stubborn drivability diag solved, a quick oscilloscope pattern explain, or a toolbox tour highlighting must-have sockets. Spotlight a tech story, why they chose the trade, favorite repair, and how the shop supports family time. Use captions and keep under 60 seconds. For paid ads, target interests like ASE, Snap-on, Auto, motorsports, diesel, and welding, within a tight geo-radius around your shop and nearby commuter corridors. Clear CTA. Text us to ask about pay and schedule, or book a 15-minute shop tour. Platform mix. Yes to Indeed and ZipRecruiter, but also local Facebook technician groups, LinkedIn for service advisors and leaders, and niche communities like Wrench Way. Connect with TechForce and ASE Education Foundation networks for apprentices. Monitor comments daily and reply fast. Speed wins attention. Consistency builds audience trust.
I love the text-first CTA and the commuter corridor targeting. It mirrors where techs actually live and drive. Let's widen the funnel with partnerships. You've helped shops connect with high schools, CTE programs, and community colleges in practical ways that don't drain time. What's the playbook for building those relationships and standing out to instructors and students? And on the retention side, how do you structure a referral engine that reliably produces qualified candidates without burning cash or creating awkward dynamics on the team over time?
Start by showing up with value. Email instructors and ask, what skills do your students need reinforced this semester? Offer a 2-hour hands-on session at your shop, bring a trainer, or host a tool demo night with a vendor. Join ASE Education Foundation advisory meetings and volunteer for mock interviews. Create paid apprenticeships with clear competencies, scheduled evaluations, and a tool stipend tied to milestones. Sponsor a small scholarship and brand it on your careers page. For referrals, make it simple and visible. Tiered bonuses paid at 30, 90, and 180 days. Printed QR cards employees can hand to former coworkers, and a shareable link that routes to a short form. Pay part of the bonus at the interview stage to spark activity and publicly recognize every referral in stand-ups. Track which employees generate quality hires and celebrate them meaningfully. Make payouts automatic through payroll.
That's a great blend of service to schools and structure for your own pipeline. The referral tip about paying at interview is clever because it rewards action without waiting months. Now, timing often kills deals. We've seen candidates ghost when shops move slowly. Walk us through your speed to hire playbook, first contact, interview flow, and the idea of a paid working interview. Then, can you break down competitive compensation structures that work today, including hourly versus flat rate hybrids, guarantees, bonuses, and relocation or tool support for technicians?
Speed starts with intent. Commit to responding within 24 hours, ideally the same day, via text first. Offer 2 interview slots immediately and confirm with calendar invites. Keep interviews tight, a 15-minute phone screen, a 30-minute on-site with a tour and tech meet, then a paid working interview for 2 to 4 hours. Pay their time, provide PPE, and focus on real jobs, not busy work. If it's a fit, extend a written offer that week with clear start date. Compensation that wins today. Hourly or hybrid plans that include a reasonable guarantee, plus team and efficiency bonuses. Published pay ranges with skill tiers. Add relocation assistance, a tool allowance or stipend, uniform and boot reimbursement, and paid training time. Consider schedule premiums for Fourcheck 10s or Saturday rotations. Simpler beats clever. Techs want consistency and a path to increase earnings without burnout. Transparency builds trust and faster acceptance.
The calendar, invites, and paid working interview change the tone immediately. They signal professionalism and respect. Once someone says yes, the next risk point is those first weeks. You've built onboarding frameworks that stick without overwhelming new hires. Can you share a simple 30-60-90 plan, including mentoring and early wins? And beyond process, what leadership habits create a culture people stay for, like predictable schedules and transparent KPIs? Finally, how do shops broaden the candidate pool with inclusive, skills-based recruiting for women, veterans, and career changers?
On day 1, have everything ready. Uniforms, logins, lift assignment, mentor introduction, and a printed plan. The 30-60-90 looks like this. 30 days, safety, workflow, inspection standards, and a few bread-and-butter jobs owned end-to-end with mentor shadowing. 60 days, diagnostics exposure, parts ordering within policy, and KPIs introduced with coaching. 90 days, own a full ticket mix, review progress, and set the next training milestone. Schedule a weekly 1.1 for feedback both ways. Culture habits. No toxic customer policy, predictable schedules, transparent KPIs on a scoreboard, and announcing wins publicly. Create a training calendar and protect it. For inclusive recruiting, write gender-neutral ads, focus on competencies instead of years, offer flexible schedules, and partner with organizations supporting women and veterans. Remove unnecessary lifting requirements, provide adjustable equipment, and ensure restrooms and locker areas are welcoming. Skills tests should be practical, timed reasonably, and scored consistently. Interview panels should be diverse.
That roadmap is both humane and rigorous, and I like how the culture pieces are baked into the calendar, not left to chance. Let's talk consistency. You often say recruiting is a weekly habit, not a quarterly scramble. What does always be recruiting look like for a local shop without HR staff? And because what gets measured improves, which metrics should owners track and review? Finally, what compliance basics must be in place so offers don't stall or cause headaches after the hire or onboarding?
Always be recruiting means you keep a light pipeline warm. Add a simple talent pool form on your careers page, keep a spreadsheet or basic ATS, and send a monthly text or email with training updates and shop improvements. Post a small sign at the front desk. We're always hiring great techs. Ask for a tour. Build a bench by inviting promising candidates for a quick meet and greet even when you're full. Track source of hire, applicant to interview rate, interview to offer, time to fill, cost per hire, and 90-day retention. Review these in leadership meetings monthly. For compliance, follow wage transparency rules, publish pay ranges, include an EEO statement, and keep I-9s and authorizations organized. Document background and drug policies consistently. Understand minor and apprentice labor regulations, and set formal safety training. If in doubt, consult a local HR pro. A short checklist prevents expensive delays. Post compliance notices where employees can see it work.
Clear, simple, and totally doable, especially the monthly review cadence. Let's shift to visibility in the local community, because the best hires often come from warm familiarity. What creative, low-cost tactics have you seen work, like open house shop tours, tool truck meetups, or cars and coffee sponsorships? And if A techs are scarce in a market, how should owners adjust, whether by hiring B or C techs with upskilling plans or partnering for advanced diagnostics? Finally, how do you recommend setting a recruiting budget and quarterly hiring plan everyone can own? Plus, who should track progress weekly and report results?
Community presence builds trust before the first conversation. Host quarterly open house tours with short demos on EV safety or ADS calibration. Invite the tool truck for a meetup and raffle a torque wrench. Offer a free training night for hobbyists on fluids and tire care. Film it for social. Sponsor a local cars and coffee, and station a recruiter with QR cards. Visit school career days with a mobile display of scan tools. If A techs are thin, hire B or strong C techs, and build an upskilling plan with staged diagnostics exposure, vendor classes, and mentorship. Partner with a mobile diagnostician for programming while your team learns. Adjust workload mix toward maintenance to protect cycle time. Budget-wise, set a monthly recruiting spend, define quarterly hiring goals by role, and review pipeline health weekly in leadership. Assign ownership to one leader with backup coverage to prevent stalls.
That's a masterclass in making recruiting a daily muscle, not a panic button. Today, we covered why the shortage persists and what technicians actually want, how to define a clear, numbers-based EVP, ways to showcase modern tools, clean bays, and team wins, how to build a mobile-first careers page that converts, social content and paid targeting that reach working techs, partnerships with schools and apprenticeships, referral engines that pay on milestones, speed-to-hire tactics and competitive, transparent compensation, onboarding that sticks, culture, leadership, and inclusive hiring. Always be recruiting habits with right metrics and compliance, and community visibility, plus strategies when ATECs are scarce. If you take one step this week, publish your pay ranges, shorten your application to 2 minutes, and respond to every applicant within 24 hours. Subscribe, share the show, and let us know which tactic brings your next hire.